Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy JC here today, and what I'm bringing you is a quick tidbit video on a game called Destiny 2. It's one of my favorite games to play, and you know, one of my buddies told me I should make a video on this for any new players and maybe any returning players that may have forgotten some things. But this video is mostly for the new players. So I'm here on my hunter. We're going to show you a few things, go over a few things. I got my phone with me when it comes to some of my favorite weapons or what I like to use, depending on the character I'm on. So right now we're on our hunter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press F1. It's accidentally going to send you to my starting stream setup. So my apologies. We'll actually do it in the game itself. So here's my hunter. We have 93 mobility, 36 resilience, 67 recovery, 34 discipline, 75 intellect, and 50 strength. So that's basically just my quick little setup. This is all my armor that I use personally, depending on the stat roll. So let's go over the subclasses here. So with the hunter, we have the revenant subclass, and the super ability is the silence and squall. So first off, this is acquired from Beyond Light, which was the most recent, I guess you can say, big DLC that came out. We're currently in the Season of the Lost, so Witch Queen will be coming out soon as well, which is the next big release expansion. But yeah, so we got the Silence and Squall. So this is acquired through the Beyond Light campaign. So it says summon 2 stasis Kamaz. I don't know how to say it, so apologies if I do mess things up. Silence and Squall that throw one after another. So the Silence creates a flash freeze blast that freezes and damages the target. And then the Squall creates a stasis storm that slows damages targets caught inside. This will also freeze the targets that are inside, if you're caught in too much. So the abilities, you still get the same abilities as the regular subclasses, Gambler's Dodge and Marksman Dodge. You can change triple jump, high jump, straight jump. I use triple jump personally with my Stompies. Very good combo. You get a Withering Blade. I think there's more grenades you can get. We'll talk about that more. But this is basically 2 shurikens. And this will provide multiple charges. I believe it's because of something I'm using. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check. Then you get your Glacier Grenade. So I personally use the Glacier Grenade because of the aspect I use, which is Shatter Dive. So basically you throw a Glacier Grenade, and then you press a certain button, and you dive in, destroy the grenade. Any targets that are frozen in the grenade, any targets that are near the grenade will get damaged and or killed. So you can acquire these other grenades through a bounty, basically. So when you complete the story, you can do bounties and stuff, story bounties, like campaign missions, quests, to get, the Dust Field Grenade and the Cold Snap Grenade. Cold Snap Grenade is another good grenade to use. So it actually tracks. So once on impact, it will seek and track, and it's a really good grenade. But again, I use Shatter Dive, so that's why I'm using the Glacier. But the Dust Field Grenade, so what it does is it will create a vortex, basically. Not like a vortex that sucks in, like a black hole vortex, but what it does is anything that's near the target on impact will be sucked into this field and slowed down, and it will eventually freeze the target if they do not leave the area that's involved. So it's a really good grenade for slowing. So we have also fragments, which you can unlock through bounties. So what I'm using right now is Whisper of Conduction. It gives me 10 resilience and 10 intellect, because I do not want, because my hunter main build is mainly a mobility build, so I don't really use resilience. So this is a good idea for people like me. It comes with an extra set of intellect. So I originally would have 65 intellect without this build. So I have some of these aspects. You got another one that would bring you even more resilience, but that would negate that. Some for recovery. So yeah, so that's what I'm using. So that's the base of the Revenant. Like I said, this is just me going over the hunter. I can go over everything else. I'll go over the other subclasses after I finish mainly the main things to do. So we'll go through the hunter subclasses first, because it's our first character. So we got the Night Stalker, top tree, which is the Way of the Trapper, and then bottom tree, the Way of the Pathfinder. So middle tree, Way of the Wraith, this is unlocked through Forsaken. If I'm fully correct, I believe it's unlocked through the Forsaken campaign. I'm not sure if now they added it. Once you buy the Forsaken campaign, you get all 3 middle trees right away for each character and each subclass. So on the top tree, well, let's go over the nades. We got the vortex grenade. I mainly see some warlocks use this. I think they have a warlock grenade. Warlock has a vortex. I gotta double check. I think they do. But we got a spike grenade, so it's basically a grenade that will stick to any surface. And unlike the trip mine grenade and the lightning grenade, I gotta double check that one. I think that's the only Titan variant. But unlike the trip mine grenade will just blow up. This will create a kind of I guess you could say like a bleed in a sense, so it will stream down or wherever you place it. So it says here, grenade that sticks to any surface and emits a torrent of damaging void light. I use void wall grenade because if I'm using my Night Stalker, I usually run the shutdown super, so I'm running top tree, so it goes with the snare bomb, very good. I normally run gambler's dodge with it and triple jump, but we got the snare bomb. Keen scout, so you shoot somebody, you can actually track them a little bit, not completely. You get the void anchors, so traps and wait for prey. Void anchors have increased range and last longer. We'll get over quiver in a second. Then we have vanishing step. Dodging makes you invisible. I missed the old vanishing step with the one helmet graviton forfeit. This will just make you invisible right away. The old dodge, you were able to actually go invisible for that brief second. So we got spectral blades here. This is a super. So this is corrosive smoke. So this smoke will actually damage the enemy, as where the snare only disorients. It doesn't damage at all. Then you got flawless execution. So any precision kills while crouched will grant you flawless execution for a brief amount of time with an increased melee. So it's basically like wall hacks. Then you have shattering strike. Performing after a flawless execution, your melee attack weakens enemies. I really don't notice this. I'm really not paying attention to it. But now we got quiver, which is something I use kind of more raid-like. So you got a vanishing smoke, so you can actually make people invisible, and you get a pack buff called Heart of the Pack. It grants weapon haste, increases mobility, recovery, and resilience. Good grenade. I think this would be good for trials as well, because Spectral right now on PC, I mean, like, it's actually hard to use. So combat provision, damage enemies with grenades grants melee ability energy, making allies invisible grants grenade energy ability. So this really focuses in more on kind of that allied use. So grenade lasts twice as long, allowing for strong territorial control and increased damage potential. And then the Mobius quiver. So this Mobius quiver, compared to D1's Mobius quiver, you were able to actually only use 3 in Destiny 1. Now this, I think it's like 6 or 7, I think you can get off before your super runs out. So, I mean, it's really good, but I kind of use this more for raids, but this would also be good for trials, I would believe so. Next up, we got our gunslinger class. So we have incendiary grenade, swarm grenade, and trip mine grenade. I already told you how trip mine grenade works. I mainly use the incendiary grenade. Sometimes I use a swarm grenade when I'm using my middle tree for trials. We have marksman dodge, which I use as well. Reload your weapons when you're dodging. Unlike gamerless dodge, will recharge your melee ability near an enemy. Again, I use triple jump. Now again, middle tree. This is from Forsaken. This is called the Blade Barrage. So basically, if you watch the Forsaken trailer, you see Cade use this in his one fight. But you vault into the air and you unleash a volley of solar charged explosive knives. So it's kind of like having a proximity kind of explosive knife, but not at the same time. You also have knife trick. So instead of throwing a knife, like the proximity knife or the weighted knife, you're actually throwing like 3 knives at once. You also have playing with fire, destroying burning enemies, recharge a knife trick more. So it will recharge this quicker. And then you have burning edge. While enemies burn, your dodge ability recharges faster. Very good. So we have top tree, which is Way of the Outlaw. Again, you get the proximity knife. So you throw the knife and attaches to a surface upon impact and explodes when it detects a nearby enemy, or explodes when you throw it at an enemy. Change of low, precision kills increase reload speed for your nearby allies and yourself as well. Then you got Deadshot. Significantly improves your ability to hit with Golden Gun. And you have 6 shooters, so you have more shots. Originally, Golden Gun was 3 shots. I don't remember what it was like in Destiny 1. I believe it was 3 shots still, with the Celestial Nighthawk making it 1. But Golden Gun can be fired quickly, up to 6 times, and refunds a bullet with each kill. So if you get 6 kills, you got 6 more shots. So now we got the bottom tree Way of the Sharpshooters. This is only 3 shots. So you got Practice Makes Perfect. So enter a trance with each precision hit, reducing the cooldown of your Golden Gun. So Practice Makes Perfect. So it's reducing the cooldown with each precision hit you get. So every precision hit you get when you're killing, once you hit Practice Makes Perfect, you're going to be reducing that cooldown, which is really good. You got the weighted knife. So a throw knife that deals extra precision damage. Precision kills with this melee ability will immediately recharge it. So you hit someone in the head with this knife, it will kill them. And then you also get the charge back again, so you can kind of go for headshots immediately. So knock them down. So precision kills increase weapon savability handling. Your super does more damage when cast this buff with 20 or more seconds remaining. And then line them up. Enables precision damage with Golden Gun. Precision hits with Golden Gun generate orbs of power, increases its damage, and extends its duration. So even though you have 3 shots, you get that precision kill, you have more time to kind of run around with it before you waste those 3 shots. So those are the Solar. Now we got the Arc subclass, the Arc Strider. So I'm using Middle Tree. So yes, they have a Flux Grenade. So this is different from the Titans with their Lightning Grenade. They have a Flux Grenade. So this will attach to enemies and explode on impact. Obviously, it will have a little charge. You'll hear it. We have a Skip Grenade. So this is something I also use in Trials as well. So it's a grenade that splits up upon impact, creating multiple projectiles that seek enemies. Then we have the Arc Bolt Grenade. So a grenade that chains the bolts of lightning to nearby enemies. Again, dodges are the same, jumps are the same, so we don't need to go over this a lot more. So currently I'm on Way of the Current, so this is Middle Tree again by Forsaken. You have Whirlwind Guard. So you press E while wielding your Arc Staff to deflect incoming projectiles. Deflecting projectiles triples Arc Staff damage for a short time. Also, you can actually reflect, if I'm correct, because I've done this before, I don't know if they nerfed it. You can reflect Golden Gun shots, which is awesome. So Tempest Strike. So in a sense, this is like the Titan's Arc Strike. Not Arc Strike, sorry, Shoulder Charge. So after sliding, activate this melee ability to unleash a devastating uppercut attack. So what I do with this is I'll put some damage to the enemy, and then I'll run after him, and then use Tempest Strike. Again, it's going to be harder to use because it's not immediate one hit like Shoulder Charge. Maybe if you're in like a light based or activity, or as they call power based activity, you can one shot someone that's significantly lower than you with the Tempest Strike, but majority of the times you can have to damage them first before using it. So we also have a Lightning Weave. Melee hits greatly increase reload speed, dealing damage with the weapon extends the duration. So this is another good good perk, I guess you can say, for the super, but I rarely find myself meleeing, so I really don't get the benefit of this, but you know, we can try. So this is EBB and Flow. Hit a target with an arc ability to electrify them. Meleeing electrified enemies disorients them and grants grenade, melee, and dodge energy. So unlike Destiny 1, your dodge is for all 3 subclasses, and then also you have a time-gated dodge. Hence why most hunters will be running more mobility. We'll get into that a little later. So now we have combination. I almost said that as the thing. So we have the Way of the Warrior, top tree, Arc Strider. So there's a combination blow. Kill an enemy with this melee to trigger health regeneration and increase your melee damage temporarily. Stacks up to 3 times. So you get a kill, it's stacked. Get another kill, stack times 2. Then get another kill with the melee times 3. But then again, if you're playing Crucible, you're playing Iron Banner, you're playing Trials, it's rare that you're going to get this thing to stack. You'll probably get it once or twice if you're lucky. So we have Combat Flow. Melee kills recharge your dodge ability is another good thing, but again, if you're in Crucible, I don't really find this tree that useful. Granted, it's a good thing to have, but again, I don't think I find this this tree a little usable. So again, Deadly Reach, Way of the Warrior. Dodging increases your melee range, allowing you to lunge further to strike enemies. So this, again, I rarely find myself meleeing. I don't know about any other hunters. But this is another good perk. I actually find this more useful than combat flow, but again, if you get this to proc, you get that to proc. That's the main key about it. And then lethal current. After dodging, each arc staff hit creates damaging lightning aftershock. So kind of like the thunder strike and the God, I already forgot it. But kind of like the Titans, they have an aftershock effect. This will also grant an aftershock effect. So now we have Weight of the Wind, bottom tree, which is something I use a lot, and I'll tell you why. So strike an enemy with this melee to disorient the target and nearby enemies. So this is basically disorienting blow, is what they call. And this will, again, as it says, disorient the enemy, so you'll probably be able to hit them, just whip around them, turn around, just kill them off that. They're going to be slowed a little bit. Remember, it's not full time, but it's brief. Focus breathing, Weight of the Wind. So sprinting recharges your dodge ability, increase maximum sprint speed. So if you combine this with Frosties, which also helps that, you'll get your speed back. You'll get your dodge back quickly, again, with the maximum that you can do with your mobility, which is what I'm trying to do. And then you got combat meditation. While critically wounded, melee and grenades recharge drastically faster. So this will help you defend yourself if you find yourself one shot. And then lightning reflexes. This is why I love bottom tree Arc Strider. You are harder to kill while dodging. You can just spam the dodge over and over in your super, and you're sitting there, and it's harder to hit them because you're moving faster. So that's basically it for subclasses. Again, I'm a Revenant main. If you're curious on why this glow keeps changing, there is an event that is called Solstice of Heroes. So this was the first set that I acquired called the Resplendent Mask. So this is from, I think, 2 seasons ago. Well, 2 like major seasons ago. And then this is the newest current one, but you can't get it now because Solstice has ended. And then I just got this pack because, horns, so why not? So just a brief explanation. So let's go over weapons. So the meta really shifts a lot. I see a lot more people using fusion rifles with hand cannons. I don't have a fusion rifle equipped on my Hunter currently. So let's go over primaries. So this is the newest hand cannon, Vulpecula is, I think, what it's called. So unfortunately, I didn't get the God rule through the quest, but I got Harmony. Final blows with other weapons improve this weapon's damage and duration, performance for a short duration. This is a 180 round per minute hand cannon, so it is a precision frame. So this is killing wind. Final blows grant increased mobility, weapon range, and handling for a short duration. So this is a good perk. I know this was introduced when a new sniper came out, a new Crucible sniper. It was one of the endgame contents for Crucible. So I got tactical mag and extended mag. So I'm running tac mag because stability, reload speed, and magazine size, where I would have 16 shots, but the handling, the stability is more important to me. So I also have small bore and hammer forged rifling. So this is a better perk than small bore. It actually decreases range, so I don't know why it says increases range, because my range is better on this, but increases stability, yes it does. Sadly, I have a tier 1 reload speed, and I put an Icarus grip mod on it. So it's a good hand cannon. I wish I had better rolls on it. You'll see people using Ace of Spades. You can, I think, acquire this still through... Actually, yeah, you can acquire this through Forsaking. I don't think you try acquire this through Monuments to Lost Light. This is a adaptive frame. It's a 140 RPM hand cannon. So each hand cannon has a different frame. This is, I believe, an adaptive frames are the 140s. I can go into my vault and check. So it's got some decent perks. Smooth grip. You can read it right here. Slightly increases stability. Slightly increases handling speed. Firefly. So Firefly is basically you get a kill, precision kills. It will increase reload speed and also explode and dealing some damage to nearby enemies. High caliber rounds, a really good hand cannon perk with corkscrew rifling. These are 2 hand cannon perks you do really want, regardless, I think, of what frame it is. Then you got one of my masterwork weapons, which is a aggressive frame. So it's a 120 RPM. They used to be 110s, but they did up it to 120. So explosive payload, opening shot, two key, I think perks for hand cannons in general. Not all of them will get these perks, but for aggressives, these are two key perks, definitely, in my opinion. Then you got accurized rounds, another really good perk when it comes to the magazine perk. I got a pending mag as well, but again, I use accurized rounds. I do have a plus 10 handling masterwork as well, really good. You have True Sight HCS, so it increases range, stability, and handling speed. Fast Draw will increase the handling speed and stability, but the range is decreased, so I keep this. I do have an Icarus grip mod on it as well. So sidearms, really nothing really major. I mean, I'm a hand cannon main. So another good secondary is what people are using are shotguns. I do not have a fusion rifle on me, so those have recently been buffed, so they're a lot better. So my main shotgun I use is the Xeno class. So this, it's got 1-2 punch. So hitting every enemy with a pellet in a shot increases the melee damage for a short duration. So this is really good to get a shot off. You don't one-shot them with a lightweight frame. This is a lightweight frame, 80 rounds per minute. But you don't get that shot, you might have a chance to kill them with that melee. This also comes with surplus. So it increases the handling, reloading speed, and stability for each fully charged ability. Now what they mean is, if I were, so this is an ability and this is an ability. Also the dodge is an ability. This doesn't count at all. So every ability has a recharge rate. Hence why some people go, this is why these need to be high. So with the marksman dodge, which is what I use, sometimes I use gambling dodge because it helps with that. So if I keep this, if I don't use this, don't use both of my withering blades, and don't use my glacier grenade for a little bit, this will be drastically faster to use. Another good weapon is the Phil Winter's Lie, which I can go and show you guys now. So if I can just find it, there it is. So Phil Winter's Lie, this is a masterwork gun. This is a forget what they're called. They're a certain type of, because it's masterwork, it's not able, it comes pre-rolled. So this will come with vorpal weapon and opening shot. This used to come with something else, but they switched it with surplus, which is really good because I don't really use slide shot. So vorpal weapon is increased damage to bosses, vehicles, and guardians with the super active, and then you have improved accuracy and range on the opening shot of the attack. Slide shot will partially reload the magazine and boost range and stability for a temporary amount of time. Again, we just went over surplus with the Xeno class. Comes with accurized rounds and full choke. So now this is the only, I think, aggressive frame shotgun that has shot package. So it's an aggressive frame shotgun modified to have a more uniform pellet spread, so a tighter pellet spread. It comes with trackers. Obviously, when you fully master weapons, it comes with trackers. I will look up the name of what they usually call these weapons, so I do apologize that I did forget. So yeah, this is another good shotgun to use. I'm using quick frame right now, so if you use storage, you go into a third-person mode. Of course, a first-person shooter, but you go into a third-person mode when you're using a quick fang, and it's what people use, the 3-peak. So, I mean, you can use whatever you want heavy-wise. I mean, there's nothing really to go over with weapons. You can see other YouTube videos for perk rolls or whatever. I'm kind of just giving an introductory kind of video, so it's going to be a long video. So now on to the power on the right side. So it says that I have 1317 gear, but plus 4 bonus. So I'm 1321, but if I put this on, I'm 1322, so I'm 1318 actually. So when I go to here, the Wayfinder's Compass, it shows right here a plus 4 power bonus. So every level you get, it will give you a bonus. So right now I'm at 152,000 XP to get my next power bonus, which is at 385, so I'll be plus 5 power after that. So any light-based activities, so if I go into my director, so any activities that say light levels advantage is enabled, that means your base power. So we'll go to Crucible. Iron Banner has it, and then Trials has it when it comes out. Everything else is fine. Light levels are disabled. So what this means is if you go into your inventory, it says 1322, but if it does not, if it says light power advantages enabled, it will only it will take away that +4 and make you 1318, or whatever you are. For me, it would be 1318. So now onto the armor. Armor really doesn't matter depending on what build you are going for. So I run a hunter, and basically what my build is a mobility, recovery, and intellect mobility. So recovery is basically a main thing for every character, but depending on the build will be for whatever the rest are. So for me, hunter, I run mobility for my dodge. I run intellect for my super because I'm a shutdown super, and then recovery, of course. It increases the speed at which you regain lost health. So if you're a hunter, this is mainly the build you're going to see, unless some people are doing a video on a different build. So basically, you look at the armor, and you look for what you're looking for. So like I said, this armor, really good. So it's a 11 intellect. So I'll tell you why I'm saying 11 instead of 13. And then it's a 12 mobility, because I did put a mobility mod on it. So the first slot of mods can give you either +5 of whatever you want or +10, but you gotta move this up. So, and then it comes with 14 recovery, so I'm okay with that. So the 3 things I'm looking for are really good. It could be better without the strength, but it's whatever. I have this fully masterwork. It's tier 84. So going on to the masterwork, you can masterwork a piece of armor and or a weapon. With the armor, what it does is it will give +2 to any piece of armor. So the cloaks, the bonds, and the marks, which are basically the class item. So this is a hunter cloak. I have blueprint on it. That's why it's not showing as a full cloak. It is 0 on everything. Of course, I put a mobility mod on it, but it is 0 on everything unless I fully masterwork. So if I go into my inventory, this is what I'll show you. So you need enhancement cores, enhancement prisms, and ascendant shards. Obviously, glimmer and legendary shards, all currency, to masterwork an item. So that's how you masterwork an item. Except for guns. Guns, you only need enhancement cores and glimmer and legendary shards. So you don't need those prisms. I think you need 1 prism. Can double check that. No, you need all enhancement cores. Never mind. Sorry. So when you do this, when you masterwork an item, it's going to take a lot of enhancement cores, but you get 7 back if you dismantle something that's fully masterwork. With this, I'm not taking the risk of fully masterworking something, because I don't think you get a ascendant shard back with armor. So yeah. So if you're going to be a warlock, the main things you want to look for are resilience, recovery, and then intellect. Discipline, strength, more towards the Titan side, but again, depending on the build, main builds you're going to see are for resilience, recovery, and intellect. Titans, they're going to go for that strength. They're going to go they're going to go for discipline probably, and then resilience. Recovery and intellect are a thing that Titans do go for, but it's a certain build. The main things you're going to see are that strength and the resilience. These 3 right here, you rarely see. So mainly it's going to be resilience and strength, and then possibly one of these 3. So again, that's basically the mindset of how it kind of works. I hope I explained it pretty well. We will get into the other characters and get into subclass. So each planet has their own planetary material. And then gunsmith is for when you're dismantling weapons and armor. So yeah, so you can get you'll learn more about everything here. I'm mainly just going for a quick tip and tricks, basically. Collections, obviously you have your collections. It'll show you what you recently discovered. So let's go ahead and let's head over to the tower. And we'll head over to the Monuments of Lost Light. So that's a good place to go for you new players, so you can seek out what you want. So again, this is going to be a big informational video, and I really hope you guys do appreciate this. You know, I don't push videos on my YouTube, so we'll see how well I did. Hopefully, I don't get roasted too much. You know, with the builds, it's normally what I see, what when my friends run, what I run. It's normally what I see and what they've told me. So I may be, you know, completely wrong with the builds, but who knows. So this is the tower, but yeah. So here is the exotic archive known as Monuments to the Lost Light. So from every single major expansion, you have the exotics, and then also legacy gear. We'll get into legacy gear in a second. So these are all the exotics. So currently I've acquired every single exotic except for the World Line Zero and the Rat King. I can get the Rat King right now if I wanted to. But yeah, so some weapons, depending on what, you know, when they came out, will be depending on how much glimmer you need. Spoils of Conquest. So if you're curious on what that is, so Spoils of Conquest is what's the now raid currency you can get. So I have 12 right now. That's how much you get in a full, like how much I got in a full raid. But you need 240 say to get this legend back here, shotgun. You need an exotic cipher, which you can get from the Zur, and he'll give you a little quest line. Ascendant shards, which I will get over that in a second. Spoils of Conquest, of course, from the raids, and then glimmer. So that's basically all it is. It's, you know, if raid exotics will have Spoil of Conquest, everything else won't. But some items will be a little bit more expensive glimmer wise than others. So you can actually get Ace of Spades through Monument to Lost Light, which is amazing. You have the Shadowkeep exotics here. I do not have Leviathan's Breath. Another weapon, I guess, that got removed from this was Le Monarch. Nope, never mind. It's right there. Don't hear what I said. I didn't realize that. So now, getting into some of the weapons here, you notice that most of these boxes, well, all these weapons, you see this little white triangle with this black mark. So this is what's known as Sunset. So this weapon's max power will only be 1100. It will never go into the current season's power, which sucks because guns like Not Forgotten, Luna's Howl, you know, Revoker's Overuse, Recluse, these are some really good Crucible weapons. So now if they have this like kind of faded black triangle with the white logo, that means they're currently able to be used. So like Fellwinters, you grab Fellwinters when you get enough materials and everything. I can get another one right now, but because I already have it purchased, I can't get it again. Point of Stag, this is another one you can get currently that's only used. I think these are the only two that are currently available that are able to go into the current season. So yeah, so that's Monuments to the Lost Light. I call it Monuments, but it is what it is. So now we're going to head over to Shacks. So every vendor pretty much is the same. So I am currently at Heroic rank 3, rank 9. So now what they did was they changed everything. So every major rank you get in like Crucible, Vanguard, Strikes, or Gambit, you get a powerful engram. So this is great because they don't stop. They just keep going and going and going. You get enhancement cores, you can get this shader, you get enhancement prism, one projection for your ghost, and also a weapon. Once you reset your rank, you get a Ascendant Shard. You only get one per one after the reset. Then you get, I think, another powerful engram after that. But every rank you get just a regular engram, which will drop below your power level. But every major rank, boom. Every regular rank, you get this. So currently all vendors are selling the Ascendancy as the, I guess you could say, prime weapon. Forget what it's called. Forgive me. But they call these weapons a certain type of weapons when they're masterwork like this. So this will come with Explosive Light, Chain Reaction, Advanced Assassin Impulsive, Amplifier, Impact Casting, and Quick Launch. Don't really go over rocket launchers that much. But each set, like I said, you go over here to right here to Zavala. He'll have the same basically layout. So your major rank, every other rank, Ascendancy, Ascendant Shard, every regular rank, and also custom engram. So yeah, so that's basically how Gambit Vanguard strikes and the Crucible will lay out. Every other vendor doesn't really have that. You have Gunsmith here, which show you a certain amount of certain type of weapons you can get. They will come with random rolls. I think it's each reset they come with random rolls. You can send over Gunsmith items for engrams for weapons. You get upgrade modules, enhancement prisms, and also ascendant shards here. But I'd rather earn them than buy them. I'm going to go to orbit because I can't hit the F1 menu. I'm going to dismantle this. Because if I hit F1, it's going to change the stream. So you also have this Arrowverse here where you can buy stuff from, but that's also in your directory. So you don't need to worry about running to or at the tower. It's already in the directory.
Our inventory is stocked, so
no. So another quick thing before we get into the final part, which is the rest of the subclasses. If we go into our menu again, you go here, you have all your cosmetic stuff. So your ship, your vehicle, Sparrow, and your emblem. And then right here, which everyone really forgets when they're new, is you have Imperious customization. So you get these through 801, through different bounties. I think you get 15.
Everything
if you have 3 characters, you get 15 every time you do like the first quest. But yeah, so right here, you don't have to currently look at each armor. This is basically shader preference. So you can look at the full set of armor you're using, with whatever shader you want. So currently I'm using Honors of the Nine, which you can only get from Trials of 9. And you can actually go here and unlock anything you've unlocked in the past. Obviously using a Synthwave template or
Not
Hunter armor.
Fenchurch sends is safe to sell.
With the other one, but I think currently right now it's just simply templates, unfortunately. But yeah, you can just basically look around, see what you want, and earn the Simply template for that. So yeah, so let's go ahead now and change characters and go over my Titan. So we're going to go gameplay here.
Special?
And change character. So we're going to head on to my Titan, which is my next character, and then onto my Warlock. So, if you look at my Titan's pretty low. It's 1314. So we will go to our menu. And then we'll, like I said, I've been just transferring weapons to my Titan, because right now I don't have that much. Again, I'm currently not looking into building yet. I haven't been looking just yet. But I do have, of course, my favorite set of armor, which I'll go over later. So here's the Behemoth Titan. So again, I don't have really anything done for this because I'm a Hunter main. So I will be actually doing this stuff soon. So we have our Glacial Quake. So what this is, it will summon Stasis Gauntlet while your super is active. You right click to slam your gauntlet down to create a shockwave that freezes targets and sends out stasis crystals to freeze additional ones. And then press left click to supercharge your Shiver Strike and bonus damage, sprint through stasis crystals or frozen targets to shatter them instantly. And you also have your Tower Barricade, which will block everything, and then your Rally Barricade, which is a small barricade that you can actually peek over. You have Catapult Lift, Strafe Lift, and High Lift. These two are going to be the same throughout every subclass. You have your Shiver Strike, which is basically like a shoulder charge, but this one's actually cooler, so you'll actually fly through the air and kind of do a punch. Do be careful though, some people will try to bait you off the map with this, and it's hard to recover from. Again, you have the same 3 grenades, but I don't have them on this character. You have the Glacier Grenade, you have the Cold Snap, and then the Dust Field. Again, I haven't done aspects or fragments on this character just yet. So now we have the Striker. So right now I have Thunder Crash, which is the middle striker, Way of the Titan. So I use pulse grenades on my arcs. We do have the Lightning Grenade, which will stick to any surface and emits bolts of lightning. And the Flashbang Grenade, which is basically like flashbang. Again, barricades and lifts are the same. So let's go into Thunder Strike. Or Thunder Crash, sorry. So you hurl in the air like a missile and crash into enemies and to inflict meteor damage. So it's basically like the old Seismic Strike. So it's basically the old Seismic Strike from Destiny 1. But impact conversion, hitting targets with Ballistic Slam grants super energy and activates Inertia Overrise. So So now you also have Ballistic Slam. Press E after sprinting to leap in the air. Try to use to slam into the ground, damage nearby targets. And then you have Inertia Override, which will... That's weird. Anyway, which picking up ammo during a slide reloads your equipped weapon, grants melee energy, and increases weapon damage for a short amount of time. So now we go to Bottom Tree Striker, which is Code of the Juggernaut. So we have Frontal Assault. Basically, you strike an enemy with this melee, and it will reload your weapon and increase your stability and damage. Reversal, melee kills grant health, regeneration immediately, and then knockout, critically wounding an enemy or breaking their shields, increase your melee damage and range. Then you have Trample. Within Fist of Havoc, extends duration if you're killing an enemy. Top Tree Striker, you have Seismic Strike. After sprinting, this melee ability to slam shoulder charge first into your target and release an arc explosion on impact. Then you have Magnitude. Gain an additional grenade charge, increases the detonation of grenade effects. Terminal Velocity, the Fist of Havoc ground slam attack leaves a damaging dealing field in its wake and deals more damage in the air. And Aftershocks, this will just be, like I said, the aftershock of the Tempest Strike with the Hunter. Just emit basically an aftershock effect. It's not the way of the Sentinel. So these grenades, we have the Suppress Grenade, which will suppress the enemies with their abilities and will not let them use their super for a short period. Then you have Void Wall Grenade, which is the same as the Hunter, and then a Magnetic Grenade, which is basically like the Flux Grenade, but the Void version. So we have Top Tree Sentinel. So with the Top Tree Sentinel, you can either use the shield or create Ward of Dawn, which was from D1. But we are using a shield now. So Defensive Strike, you create an overshield around you and nearby allies. Final Blows grant melee energy when overshield is active. Turn the Tide, your overshield from Defensive Strike lasts longer and increases melee damage and reload speed. Your Rallying Force melee kills will restore your health and for nearby allies. And Ward of Dawn, you can either make a dome, which will increase your weapon damage. So we got Military Banner Shield. So you can guard Sentinel Shield to create a defensive wall. Allies who shoot through the wall have increased weapon damage, and guarding allies make the shield last longer. Tactical Strike. Strike an enemy with this melee to cause a Void Explosion. You hit a target with a Void ability attach a Void Detonator. Further hits cause the detonator to explode, dealing damage to surrounding targets. Resupply. You and nearby allies regain health as well as grenade and melee energy to your Void Detonators explode. Bottom Tree, with the Aggressor, you got the Shield Bash, which is basically the Void version of the Shoulder Charge. Superior Arsenal Grenade kills will recharge your grenade energy. In the Trenches, kills surrounded by enemies reduce the cooldown of your super. And in Second Shield, you'll be able to throw another shield on the super, so you'll be able to throw 2 shields. Okay. And then on our Sunbreaker, which is the Hammers, they have a Fuse Grenade, they have a Thermite Grenade, which is basically kind of like the solar version of Void Wall. You have Incinerate Grenade. We got Top Tree Hammer Strike. While sprinting, use this melee ability to swing in a blazing hammer and weakens enemies. Then you have Tempered Metal. Solar abilities grant reload speed and movement, as well as your allies. Vulcan's Rage, you'll have a Smoking Molten Embers, which is basically like the aftershock effect, basically. And then enemies killed by hammers will have a explosion of solar. Then you have Burn 'em All. So this is like a giant hammer. You can crush enemies with the force of an earthquake. You have a throwing hammer. You can throw this hammer and actually to damage an enemy, and you can actually pick it up as well. But if you do not pick it up, you have to recharge the old way. You have Tireless Warrior. After hitting an enemy with your throwing hammer, picking up the hammer triggers your health regeneration. And Roaring Flames kills with your solar abilities, increase those abilities damage. Stacks up to 3 times. Bottom Tree, Code of the Siegebreaker. You have Mortar Blast. Strike an enemy with this melee ability to release a solar explosion, setting nearby enemies on fire. You also have Sun Warrior. Passing through a sunspot causes grenade and melee abilities to recharge faster. And then your super also lasts longer. It increases damage weapons deal. Soul Invictus. Solar abilities restore your health. Grenade melee and Sun Warrior kills leave deadly sunspot in their wake. An endless siege. The hammers create a sunspot on impact, while standing sunspots throw hammers faster. So that is the Titan subclasses, and then we're going to go over to the Warlock subclasses to hopefully finish this video out. Fortunately, this video is probably going to be an hour long. So to keep this from going pretty much a full hour, we're just going to go ahead and I'm just going to show you everything. I'll leave it there for a quick second. You can pause the video and read. So again, the two first abilities are the same as always. So these two abilities, Healing Rift and Empowering Rift. And then Burst Glide, Balance Glide, Strafe Glide. And again, I don't have the nades yet, and I haven't started doing the building. I don't have aspects either. Probably hear my TV in the background, so I do apologize. I also have Blink, which is a teleport. But I use Burst Glide anyway. Yeah, Cast Reach is another super that is, I'd say, used for raids most often. But these are pretty self-explanatory. You can go over them yourself, but I'm just showing you. I know I was reading them all, but I'm just going to show them on the screen. And then, yeah. And then, I think that will be all. And that will basically be the video. Yeah. Well, variant's another raid specific, I think, thing. So, again, just read this over. I just don't want this video to be too long. It's a very informational video, so it's probably going to be one of the longest ones I've done ever. And then, yeah. Other than that, we have the seasons. So obviously you get a weapon right off the bat. So you're basically just going through XP, get certain weapons, and then, yeah. Once you reach a certain tier, you're still getting ornaments. You have a new auto rifle coming out that we're using. We have, of course, the wrench driver, which you get in tier 1 of the premium pass. You also have a shotgun, tier 30, which is the first stasis shotgun, and the hand cannon I have is actually the first stasis hand cannon. But yeah, that's basically the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys learned something from this. Feel free to check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv twitch.tv/JC_TETEV TTV. It will be changing soon as my Destiny 2 name, but I'll keep you guys updated on that. So with all ado, I hope you guys are having a great night or a great day, depending on wherever you are, whenever you're watching this. And yeah, Catch y'all later. Peace.